Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Bearcats Daily. As always, I am your host, Blake Thornton. Appreciate you joining us with today. These end of season awards came out for Big 12 baseball, and we actually did pretty well in terms of a team. We got 9 different awards going out. I'm going to read off a couple here and just bear with me. These are, obviously. But first team all conference went out to Quentin Coates, Nate Taylor, and Enzo Infelice. Second team all conference, Jack Natili and Adam Bujakowski. All freshman team, Ryan Taransky, Enzo Infelice, and Connor Blue. So, UC really wasn't supposed to do that much this year, especially losing their 2 best players from last season. So this season really was a team effort, obviously, and we've been over their bats being hot, their defense making plays. It just seems like each position group picks up where they left off. And that's a really good thing to see right now. There's complementary baseball being going on. There's great pitching, and there's hitting in clutch situations, defensive gloves. Congrats to all these guys. They've definitely earned it. But there is one we didn't talk about yet, and that's because I wanted to kind of make it its own standalone thing. Enzo Infelice won Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Best freshman for this class that played this year goes out to our kid Enzo. Just to kind of go over some stuff, he went 55 games he appeared in for UC. He was a catcher and a DH, which is another interesting thing. Him being a catcher when we already have, I believe it's Natili is our other catcher. Um, but yeah, so Enzo, 55 games he appeared in. He started in 51 of those games. He was batting 374 with 991 OPS, 34 runs, 79 hits, 10 doubles, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs. 26 walks, 52 Ks, and he had a 100% steal percentage. Now, he was 2 for 2. I know you're like, well, it's 2 bases, and one of them happened in the last week of the season. Okay, but hey, 2 for 2. Guy picked his shots and got it there. Um, this really isn't a surprise for the team in terms of it. I'm sure people out there may not have heard of him. UC baseball kind of been rather quiet the last couple years. Kid was an Illinois state champ in 2024, a 2-time all conference player during his high school career, and as a sophomore, he earned all state honors in 2023. So the kid was already a stud coming out of high school, and it looks like UC's added to his game. They've helped develop him a little bit, and lo and behold, he's a Big 12 freshman of the year. I mean, congrats to him on that. Congrats to all the guys for the awards, but unfortunately, those are individual awards, and we really are hoping for a team award, and that is a championship. So time will tell with that. We do have the first step obviously coming up. They have their first game in the Big 12 tournament coming up tonight. That'll be 11 p.m. Eastern time. Very late game. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan at all. This benefits Arizona State a lot more than it benefits UC. Maybe the guys have been out there all week, hopefully getting, adjusted to that time change. Because, for Arizona State, 8 p.m. game, not that big a deal. But for UC, in terms of our bodies here on the East Coast, that's an 11 o'clock game. And that's if games go on time. Remember, we are like the third game of the day, so that could get pushed back even more. That's gross, disgusting, not a fan of the time. But with that being said, I like the matchup. It's a 6-3 matchup with this. Just a little comparison here. We're going to kind of dive into the game as we prep for it. But Arizona State 36-18, UC 37-19. Arizona State 19-11 in the conference, UC 17-13 in the conference. It's kind of interesting though because you look at that and Arizona State was a couple seeds ahead of us in this tournament, but they're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. They're not even in yet. UC is 26 spots ahead in RPI rankings. And for it's kind of funny how the scheduling all works because those rankings do really determine your chances for the end of season tournament. Now, with UC being 26 spots ahead, some of you may be wondering, well, what the heck is RPI? RPI is rating percentage index, and it's calculated using 3 main factors when determining teams for strengths and all that. 25% of the total RPI is your team winning percentage. So right off the bat, a quarter of this is how well are we playing? And it's interesting though because it's not the biggest factor. 50% of the RPI is your opponent average win percentage. So all the teams you play, the average winning percentage makes up half of that total score. So that really plays into the scheduling aspect of things. And did you play good teams? And I believe that is where Arizona State struggles. I think that's where it hurt them in the rankings. And the last 25% is the opponent's opponent win percentage. So all the teams that UC played, it factors in all the teams those teams played when determining that score. So UC's schedule really did help them this year, and obviously they played very well. They pulled a couple upsets off, which is huge. So yeah, I mean, in terms of just the rating aspect of it, UC definitely was the better team there. And both teams are plus 600 to win the Big 12 tournament. So there's really just a coin toss here in terms of what's going to happen. But this is probably one of the closest matchups of the Big 12 tournament, I would say. So UC took 2 out of 3 games against West Virginia at home and at Kansas State. Arizona State did take 2 out of 3 from K-State as well, but they only got 1 out of 3 games against West Virginia. So, with all that being said, in terms of being, comparisons of teams, Arizona State's got a lot of offense, guys. There is a lot of offense for Arizona State. They've got 3 hitters with an OPS over 1,000, and obviously that's pretty good. Their bats are incredible. Just again, we're going to kind of go through some comparisons. Arizona State as a team is hitting 323 on average. UC's hitting 302. 104 home runs for Arizona State, 84 home runs for UC. Only 355 strikeouts by Arizona State, so they like to put the ball in play. UC, of course, 510 Ks. So in terms of bats, I definitely have to give this to Arizona State just a little bit in terms of the offense. They're just too hot with the bats right now. With that being said, there's no hotter team in college baseball right now than UC, especially with the bat. So even though Arizona State had a consistent season with like 3 or 4 guys, Hairston for Arizona State, batting 1.438 for his OPS with 23 home runs. Massive. Dean Twigo, 1.063 OPS with 14 plus home runs. Newell Contreras, he's their captain, but he has got a great glove. But even he has a 1.179 OPS. So that lineup is going to be tough. But I think UC's pitching, with how good it's been, especially with the way that bullpen's been locked down, that's going to be an equalizer when it comes to that. In terms of pitching, UC definitely has the edge. We all know Nate Taylor, absolute stud. Strikeout record this year. I think he should be able to handle their lineup no problem. But, you look at some of the pitching side of this. Arizona State, 5.49 ERA. UC, 4.91. The whip, 1.51 for Arizona State, 1.42 whip for UC. That is walks/hits per inning. Pitching for Arizona State gave up 240 walks, UC 209. They did have 640 Ks compared to UC's 519, but I think that's where you see a little bit of a different in schedule there. I think that a lot of those strikeouts came early on in the season. So what does that mean we can look forward to for this game? I'm expecting a bit of a pitching battle. Like a 3-1, 3-2 score. Obviously, you have Quentin Coates, the home run leader, coming in. Enzo with a hot bat, and same with Natili. It's really going to come down to who executes the best, and I think it's going to be the pitching staffs. I trust UC's pitching staff more than Arizona State's. The bullpen especially is where UC is going to thrive for this game. They have to get to the starting pitcher early for Arizona State. You've got to get into their bullpen. If you can get it, get a 2-3 run lead when you go to your bullpen, when you go to UC's bullpen, I think you've locked the game down. But if this is a 0-0 game, 1-0, 2-1 game, Arizona State's bats will play a part in this. So you want to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. I'm thinking 3-1, 4-1 UC into the 6th inning. If we can get there, I feel very confident in this. But If you're a betting person, I love, love, love UC as the underdog here. I think there's great value in this. Yes, the seedings on this in the matchup is 6-3. You normally wouldn't. But you got to remember, these are double buys that they've gotten. And with those double buys coming in, the seeds, it's not as far of a spread as you would think with this 6-3 matchup. If they win, they will play the winner of West Virginia's game, and West Virginia can either play Utah, UCF, or I believe it is Kansas State, depending on who wins the other games. So I would rather face West Virginia. UC handled them very well this year. They did lose one of the games in the series. They were going for the sweep, but it's hard to sweep teams. So in a best of one scenario, I like UC against any team in the country. In a best of one, I love UC. They're pitching well. Their gloves are absolutely just unstoppable out in the field. They're robbing home runs, and their pitching staff is on fire. It's going to be a great game either way. I'm very excited for this game. It's kind of nice to have UC being in the light a little bit. We definitely need a big turnout in this tournament. They need to at least get one win, maybe two. They're 3 wins away from a championship. That's the fun part of this double bye. They only got to win 3 games. And they've got 2 7-game winning streaks this season. So it should be, it's pretty simple for them. Win 3 games against, they didn't play Arizona State in the regular season. They played West Virginia and they did beat them. They played Kansas State. They did beat them. They did win one of the games against Utah. I like it. I love their road. I think, and they played very well against Kansas earlier this year, by the way. Kansas is the number 1 seed, won the Big 12 title for the regular season, first of theirs. I don't even think they're going to be relevant for this final. I think Arizona State is probably going to be a very popular pick for this. I did see there was one expert who picked our Bearcats, to win this, but a lot of people were on West Virginia. There was like 1 or 2 Arizona States. So where our part of the bracket is where the winner's coming from, is what I'm picking up on these vibes on for what they're putting out for the predictions. West Virginia, Arizona State, UC. So whoever comes out of that 2-3, 2-6 matchup, if West Virginia does handle their business, as they should, it's going to be a great game. It's one I hope we can all turn into. I'm hoping there's going to be mainstream TV. If not, obviously Big 12 streams all their games online. Make sure you watch it. It's going to be awesome to watch. And I'm hoping I'm still awake for when that starts. Sucks getting old, doesn't it? But we're going to close out today as we all get prepared for that. We're going to close out today with our little buy or sell. First one we're going to start with today, player transfers. Player transfers. If a player transfers, you get 1 free transfer, which means you don't have to wait a year before playing. Right now, you can transfer pretty much every year if it's in the transfer window and you don't lose eligibility. And it's really kind of ruining college sports. So Brady put out to us that you must sit a year after you get 1 transfer, and you must sit a year for any transfers after that, buy or sell. I'm buying this. I 100% agree. Right now, college sports, they play a year somewhere, then they transfer. Play a year, then they transfer. It's not a good look. There's no relevance for these guys. In terms of the fan, we as fans want guys that we can see, develop, and cheer for. Yeah, it's cool when an all-star comes in for 1 year, plays great, and leaves. You got to see him play, but it's really hard to get invested on a team that you don't know will look the same next year. So I am buying a 1 free transfer, and after that, you must sit a year. And another one of these, this gentleman submitted 2, and I do like the second one, that a 5-year eligibility is the max for college sports. I'm buying that, 5 years of eligibility. There was a comment below this that he did put in about how there's no reason we should have people 25, 26 still playing in college. It's ridiculous, the 6, 7 years of eligibility. COVID did have a little bit to do with that, and I think we're starting to weed out pretty much all those people that had those extra years because of COVID and what happened back then. But 5 years max, I agree. That's a red shirt year. You get the extra year, and then you play. Now, here's where I'm definitely buying it. If you try to transfer multiple times, you're not going to get that extra year. You will lose a year. So I do like that. I want guys, I'm old school. When you pick a school, transfers were not a thing until what, maybe the last 4 years, 5 years, if my math is right. I've been hitting the head a lot, sorry. Uh, it was really never a thing. When you went to a college, you played all 4 years, especially in other sports like basketball and baseball. There really wasn't much of a transfer portal. There was not. Football, a little bit, but not a whole lot. And now all of a sudden, it's all about the transfer portal. So, Brady, player transfers, they only get one. Then after that, they have to give up the season of eligibility for their next transfer. I'm buying that. I agree with you 100%. 5-year eligibility max, I agree, and buying that 100% as well. Way too many guys are playing way too long in college. I get with NIL now, you're like, oh, I can make money in college and just hang out, have fun, and make my money. College is a student athlete. You are a student first. You're there for an education. It's great that you're getting paid, but I'm pretty sure it was Carson Beck who his last 2 years didn't go to a class or have any classes. He just had that much extra eligibility and didn't go to a class. That, to me, he shouldn't have been eligible. From my understanding, you had to have 12 hours, 12 credit hours a semester to be eligible. I believe that's what it was when I went to college, and what I was required to do for my semester was 12 credit hours. I took 18 because I hate myself and just wanted to burn out, but that's neither here nor there. So I don't understand how that all worked with him, but there's no reason you should be in college that long. None at all. You're making money, great, but that's not the point of college. And a lot of guys are like, well, I'm not going to get to play in the pros, so why not make money here? And it's like, if that is your view, why are you making money? If you tell yourself and you've come to believe you're not going to play in the NFL, but a college is going to pay you to do it, colleges don't pay guys that don't really perform. So it's a weird mindset when a player is just like, yeah, I'd rather stay in college and make money if I don't make the draft. It's like, well, then why would the coaches ever? Why would they keep paying you? This guy ain't drawing anybody. He's not even going to the NFL. He doesn't even think he's going to the NFL. Why are we paying this guy hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million? It just doesn't add up. So, all in all, it's going to be a great weekend either way. We've got a lot to look forward to. I'm excited for Friday to be here, obviously, end of the week. Hopefully get some golf in. But you know what? Make sure you follow UC Baseball tonight, 11 p.m. I know that's late for a lot of people. Do your best to stay up. Cheer them on. We're probably 2 wins away from hosting a regional for the College World Series in Cincinnati. Right now, it's still a 2 seed with all the projections. I think the final ranking, UC was ranked 22nd. Not a lot of respect coming from the ranking system with it. But, hey, they're clearly in the tournament. They've got them as a 2 seed in almost every regional. I think the newest one has them going down to Gainesville for a regional. Screw that. Let's do some business in the Big 12 tournament and get a regional here in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a baseball town. Historically, that's what Cincinnati used to be. Not anymore, but UC has that chance to revive that because you sure know the Reds aren't going to do it. Reds are garbage. So thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions on some of the topics we discussed today. Please leave those in the comments as well. And until next time, be nice, love somebody, enjoy a day. Thank you.